So I had this idea to try to make a short romantic manga and turn it into a song. Problem was, I have zero art skills, I had never written a manga before, and I had no clue where to even begin. But what I did have was this beat I came across that made me vibe and visualize a romantic scene straight out of an anime that I wanted to bring to life. So after struggling to figure out how to write a manga script, what to do about the art, writing lyrics and recording the vocals, I did. I brought to life a 3-page manga, song, and music video that you'll definitely want to check out at the end. So I follow this producer whose beats I really like, and I just like letting them play in the background while I procrastinate about my next live stream. I'd also been wanting to try something a little different with my next song release. I wanted to try telling a story, and the first thing that came to mind while listening to this beat was like a scene from an anime or manga about a romantic encounter. So I didn't overthink it, and I just decided this is what I wanted to try to do and got started. But it was easier said than done. I had no clue about how to write manga, so I decided to just write it as a short story first, since I had a wealth of experience at writing prose. I once wrote a super cliche isekai web novel, but hey, it's actually a novel-length story, it's gotta count for something. My first problem, I had never written short fiction before, but I didn't want to complicate this. So after watching hours of TED Talks and reading countless articles about short fiction writing, I settled on just focusing on one scene. I did some scribble scrabble on my scribble scrabble notebook, and this is what I came up with. Romantic Encounters of the Third Kind, a whole 557-word short story, which I'm not gonna read the whole thing to you right now because it'd take like 4 minutes and we all now have the attention span of a goldfish. I actually just searched this up and apparently humans now have an attention span that's less than the goldfish's. So I take that back, sorry goldfish. Instead, here's a blurb summarizing the short story that I might or might not have used ChatGPT to help me keep under 8 seconds just for you since the real one was longer. You're welcome, fish brain. On a quiet summer night, an alien outcast finds solace in a lonely park, but when a curious girl appears, their connection changes everything, beginning countless nights to come. And thus, the cliche anime short story scene was complete. Now I just have to figure out how to make a manga script out of it. How do you write a manga script? A simple question that apparently didn't have a simple answer. Unlike screenplays, I quickly learned that there's no format standard for script writing for comics in the West, and even less so for manga in Japan. But again, I decided not to overcomplicate things. So after reading countless Reddit post articles, watching videos, learning about the Marvel method, buying and reading the book Manga in Theory and Practice, The Craft of Creating Manga, written by Hirohiko Araki, the creator of JoJo, and then procrastinating for several hours by watching JoJo, I finally settled on a simple format and wrote the manga script. Romantic Encounters of the Third Kind, the manga script, was born. It consisted of 3 manga pages made up of 4 to 6 panels each, with simple panel descriptions, a few captions and dialogue, an in-story unnamed male MC totally not based on me, and an unnamed generic female lead, all in the backdrop of a cliche park sitting at night, and the matching overarching plot along with it. All I had to do now was turn those words into beautiful anime art. Only one small problem. I can't draw for shit. Zero, zip, nada. Pero nada es nada. But I guess it'd be a bit disingenuous to say that I have zero art skills. After all, who else is the famed creator of such childhood classic renowned art pieces like Omega Sonic and Sonic Unleashed that totally wasn't traced? Or how about Random Knuckles, I think. And who else can say that they had first-hand experience in the art-selling business as a middle schooler by trying to sell crude drawings of Lola Bunny to classmates? Note the keyword trying here. The business didn't pan out, for obvious reasons. And the evidence of such an audacious business venture is also long gone, for obvious reasons. But you get the picture. If I was gonna make this manga a reality, my stick figure drawings weren't gonna cut it. And I unfortunately did not have the willpower, time, and patience to take 5+ years to learn to draw anime characters. Luckily, there are really talented and hardworking people out there that can make your manga dreams come true. For a cost, of course. And while I don't have a lot of disposable income, one thing I did have was my burning desire to see this project through to the end. And now also a painful credit card debt. After finding an artist that was willing to take on my crappy manga script, my vision had finally come to life. And it was glorious. Now I had the beat, I had the manga. Finally, the time had come for the song. While it certainly wasn't easy, these last few years in my dabblings of making anime song covers, parody song covers, and my sad excuse for rap song made this part of the process at least somewhat doable. After taking inspiration from the beat, short story, manga script, beautiful artwork, and messing around in my scribble scrabble notebook for a while, the lyrics were complete. Then it was just a matter of recording my many vocal takes until finding some that were somewhat passable, having it mixed, mastered, and Us Against the World was finally born. So yeah, the project turned out a bit more challenging than I first imagined, but it truly came to life in the end. Click here to see for yourself. Just you and me, girl.